hometown of Grenada. News that the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office ruled suicide as the cause of death for the 21-year-old freshman drew this reaction from Mayor Charles Latham.
It's more than just community. The nation is mourning this.
Mayor Charles Latham responding after the state medical examiner echoes the initial report by the Bolivar County coroner that no signs of foul.
Okay, so good afternoon, good evening, wherever this may find you. I am so sorry. I jumped in at first with this, and I guess my computer had a delay, and the delay was so strong I thought it wasn't even on. You know what I'm saying? It was such a delay, I thought it was gone. So I apologize to y'all who was waiting and came in and didn't get to actually, see what's going on. I want to do a little bit of a case updates on this. If you don't know about this case right here, this young man, rest in peace, King. This is Trey Reed. Trey Reed, let me get you a little bit of info on the background of this right quick. I want to tell you a little bit about this right quick before we go into it, because I do have a few words to say, so I can kind of keep you all up to date with this, what's going on, okay? Trey Reed, one reason I bring up this story is this, quickly saying, is that I was actually born in Grenada, and to see that this young man was actually, come from the same town I was raised in, it just gave me an unction to try to keep up on it as well. But still, I'm still baffled on some of the findings on this entirety of the case. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why? But, oh well. So let's get to this. Let me go to this. This incident happened, like I said, it happened a while back. Let me see, make sure I got everything corrected. Okay, so on September 15th, 2025, a hanging, 2025, hanging from a tree near University pickleball courts. A staff member reportedly discovered him early that morning. Multiple agencies became involved in the investigation, including the campus police, local law enforcement, and the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. Because the case was involved a black student found hanging from a tree in Mississippi, it immediately drew national attention and concerns about possible racial violence. The campus police initially stated that they found no evidence or no foul play, and said they were no indication of an ongoing threat to the campus. The local coroner publicly disputed online rumors that Reed had suffered a broken limbs and injuries consistent with an assault. A state medical examiner's autopsy later ruled that the death was a suicide. According to the police reporting from the Reuters and Associated Press, the toxicology test was still pending in time of reports and things like that. So to give you a little bit of background on that, and then we can go through the news story, and yeah, we'll talk. Let's check this out.
Play were found when Trey Reed's body was discovered hanging from a tree Monday on the campus of Delta State University.
It does look as if those two reports are consistent, and we have to take those facts into consideration.
Thursday, Mayor Charles Latham stopping by Lottie Dottie's ice cream truck, ordering a sweet treat.
Delicious!
And in the process, donating to a fundraising effort for the family of Trey Reed. Madison Millette, the owner of Lottie Dottie's, announcing all proceeds Thursday from sales will go to Reed's family.
So I just came up with the idea to do his fundraiser and give the proceeds to his family to help with this tough time they're going through right now.
Where is she? They told me where you were. I said, I'm on my way.
Word spread like wildfire about Millette's fundraiser. Many in this area devastated by news that Delta State University freshman from Grenada was found hanging from a tree on campus Monday, dead.
I just felt like we should support the Reed family. It was a devastating loss for them, and just want to do what we can for our community.
The community is expected to come together Saturday at 6 p.m. for a candlelight vigil at the Grenada High School on Fairgrounds Road. Mayor Charles Latham says emotions over Trey Reed's death extend far beyond the 21-year-old's hometown.
Got a lady from Massachusetts called all the way down here. She's going to have provide balloons to be released there. She can provide water. We've had people to call us there providing those candles for us out there. So the whole community and people actually from across this country are coming together to support the Reed family.
For your news leader in Grenada, Mississippi, Mike Suriani, WREG News Channel 3.
Good to see people coming together to support the family like that. Mississippi Congressman Benny Thompson, by the way, had called for an FBI investigation into Reed's death. The FBI said it would be ready to step in if local authorities found evidence of wrongdoing.
And yeah, there you have it with that. Let me make sure everything's going okay over here, y'all. All right, I gotta make sure I got some things going on. I don't know what's going on with my streaming, but it says it's okay. I'm just gonna keep riding with it until I figured it out. So listen, as this goes, rest in peace to Trey Reed. In my opinion about this case, I don't believe a damn thing about it. That I don't believe it. I don't believe it. If you don't anything about anything about people or just in general, you would not catch any of us in this type of state to do anything of this sort. You know, if it come down to it, we would not unalive ourselves. We just wouldn't. We would not unalive ourselves. So, especially hanging from a tree. And it was so much evidence there. The thing was, they said Colin Kaepernick came in and paid for a extra autopsy of what sort, and I'm not sure of how that kind of went from to now. But I just wanted to come give you all an update because hey, the news is there. And then I want to say this about the Grenada mayor. The Grenada mayor. I don't live there anymore. I still have family there or whatever. But I don't think that's a Grenada mayor. I think it's a mayor of somewhere else. But that mayor, you sound fishy. You sound fishy. You sound fishy. You sound like Mayor Bishop from that movie, that show. You sound like Mayor Bishop. You do. You sound very weird. You sound odd. You sound like somebody bought you out, because there's no way possible you're gonna be sitting there telling us, and then telling people who clearly voted for you, your constituents, that that this right here was just another accident or something that's just happened out the blue. You will use a lie. Use a lie. Use a lie. You sound weird. You sound off. You sound dangerous. You sound like you've been paid, or something is wrong with this entire picture. So. But yes, if you don't know about this case right here, this is a very tragic case, and yeah. So rest in peace. I want to still give reference to what was happening. So rest in peace to Trey Reed on this. So sad, man. But I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I do not believe it. I do not believe it. So since there was some kind of heavy news, maybe we can move on to some gooder news or some happier news. This could be considered to be happy news. Do you know this man? Because if you don't, we do, and he does too. This is George Zimmerman. Yep, that's right. It's George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman. Let me do it. Let me check this, y'all. Excuse me, 2 seconds. All right. I don't know. I guess the stream having a moment. I don't know if I clicked some wrong. It's going into 2 different streams. I don't know. I think I did it too fast. I don't know. But listen, this is George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman is the man that unalived Trayvon Martin. So if you don't know who Trayvon Martin is, Trayvon Martin was the little baby that was walking home years ago. And as he was walking home, George Zimmerman stepped in line, trying to, this is Trayvon, rest in peace to Trayvon. And, he stepped in line to, try to, whatever said he was doing, whatever. We still don't know what the hell that he saw that Trayvon was doing. We still don't know. He had Skittles and an Arizona tea, I think, in his hand. And so George Zimmerman, unalived his baby. And we did not get justice that way we need to get justice. But today, my God, today, ain't God a good God? God is a good God. Yes, he is, because this piece of bald-headed, slew-footed shit, yes, this motherfucker right here, News has been reported that George Zimmerman is homeless and he is going crazy. Yes, he is. I asked I'm gonna go back and ask it one more time. I'm gonna go back and ask it one more time, and then we're gonna press on this AI mode. Even though this AI mode is drinking our water up, the AI is drinking our water up. We know that. We know it's drinking our water up. But yes, I want y'all to see this for yourselves. I'm gonna let y'all see this for yourselves. So this is what's going on. If you go and click on your AI thing, your AI tools or whatever, you don't want to, let the machine drink too much water. But this is telling us. Can I zoom in a little bit? I'm gonna read it for y'all in case it's kind of sketchy. It says here George Zimmerman's current status as of early 2026 has reportedly that of a person struggling with significant and personal financial instability. According to reports from January 2026, he is currently unemployed and is homeless. He is also described as suffering of mental health issues and finding himself in it's difficult to lead a normal life following his 2013 acquittal for the unaliving of Trayvon Martin. Since his high-profile trial, Zimmerman has remained a figure of consistent controversy through several legal and personal incidents. Legal battles. He was charged with a misdemeanor for stalking before this, and we know he also stalked the baby too. And then he was a documentary made about him, but he failed lawsuits in 2019. Zimmerman filed a $100 million defamation lawsuit against Trayvon Martin's parents, and it was dismissed by the judge in 2022. So there's some better news for you that he's still out there trying to find his mind. Yep. I remember the old folks used to say, God, if you keep me with nothing else, God, let me keep my mind. Let me keep my mind. And we know that he did not get to keep his mind. So George Zimmerman, I hope that you continue to do what you do, because what you did to that baby was wrong. What you did to that baby was wrong. So George Zimmerman, from what his accounts, he's still homeless and he's still broken in half because the ancestors are doing their job, and so is karma. Because this baby right here did not deserve what he got. Okay, if you remember this story, you can go back and look over the story. But this baby did not deserve anything that happened. He did not. He was just coming home from the store. Can you imagine sitting your child walking home from the store, and you think they down the street, and you think they about to pull up, and you like, Lord, this child right here that got on my nerve. You always walking late. And what you doing? And then your baby don't ever come home. That's a serious pill to swallow. Like, my baby not coming home. No, your baby not coming home. All because this man right here wanna pull, I'm close to white and I say so type of deal. So again, rest in peace. And I will let you know, I will always keep your name, my nephew, in thy mouth. I will always keep it out, and I will always say it and let people know who you are and what you meant to the world. Not only me, but to all of us. Keep on resting in power, my brother. Keep on resting in power. Keep on resting in power. So yeah, that was a little bit good news. And let's go over to some more good news after all that heavy news, because this is the news hour over here at Tank Talks TV. Look at this. So we're going to go over here to this guy. We're going to just go ahead and bring him on in. There's no way to do this without him. We got to do this. We have to do it because Chud is chudding. Chud is chudding. Now, you can go over to, listen, I will play something, but I'm not in the mood to play anything for you all right now. So you can go over there to Poetic Flacco or whoever else and go and catch the in-depth story of this story, because he has people reaching out to him. Now listen, this man has raised. Now, listen. They love it. They have raised over $200,000 for Chud. Unfortunately, Chud cannot get that money. The judge said no. The judge said no. He can't use it for that. We ain't finna use it for that. But I don't know why he think he would be able to use it for that if he was using it for bad references anyway. He did start this whole thing by walking around calling folks the N-word and videotaping and trying to get $1 off of it. And playing with the law is a bitch with you. But the other day we have a lot of updates, but you can go over there to like I said, go over to any one of the other young folks and they'll be able to give you the updates. But I want to give you the updates that I have seen so far. So this is, Chud been out there battling. So this right here just from the other day. It said that in Nashville, Tennessee, a controversial live stream of Dalton Etherly, the plug, known as Chud the Plug Builder, is under the court under court order restricting what he can publicly say about attempted unaliving case or tried to unalive for the center of the high profile pew-pewing investigation. Newly filed documents obtained by Fox 17 News shows that that Montgomery County judge signed an order Wednesday prohibiting Etherly from making certain public statements about the case, including through social media posts, live streams, and interviews. Now I got some to say since I just read that. The order came the same day as Etherly case formally bound over the grand jury and transformed the jury. So that's that. I want to show y'all that, and then I got it pulled up here. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. I got it pulled up. We're gonna let this go, and I got something else pulled up for you. Hold on. I got the case paperwork for you pulled up. Hold on, we're gonna go over the paperwork right quick because I pulled that up for you because I want y'all to see the paperwork that they had over here on the man. They got the paperwork going built up over here. So this the case paperwork that they got that they told him not to be. Now I'm saying this for a reason, and we're gonna go back to why I'm saying this, because this reminds me of another case. You know, Tasha K, and she had with the deal whisper, and the judge said, hey, you can't be doing this on internet, this and that, but they had somebody else do it for him, and then have somebody else do it for him, got him in trouble. So you can't be doing it. It says the cause, this is what the paper reads. It says the cause came before the court upon the state's motion of the order prohibiting defendants' extrajudicial statements concerning the case. The court had having considered the state's motion and the entire record, that the arguments of the counsel finds that the state's motion will take it as grants it for following reasons. It says, number one, the defendant stands charged with serious felony offenses arising from a pew-pewing that occurred on May 13, 2026 outside the Montgomery County Courthouse. Number two, the defendant maintains a significant social media presence under the alias Chud the Big Plug Builder as a history live streaming publicly commenting on his own legal matters and public confrontations. And continue number three, continue extrajudicial statements by the defendant concerning the fact, evidence, witness, and merits of the case posed as a substantial likelihood of materially defendant's rights to fair trial by an impartial jury in this county. Now you probably understand shit I said, but look, these are the paperwork. The bitch ain't getting out of jail. Okay. They told us talking about the case. Now, I brought this up because, see, Poetic Flacco was over there talking about that, you know, the guy had reached out to him about the case and this and that, and, you know, and on his behalf and all that. So, and it's through social media. So I'm trying to figure out, does this order kind of go with it a little bit? Just asking questions for a friend. But the good news the other day is that Chud's still in jail. You know, Chud, listen, we don't love you, Chud. We don't. None of us like you. Hell, even white folks don't like you, Chud. They don't want to be tied up in this shit. They don't want to be tied up in this, okay? Because even they know, you know, like, so, no. Chud used to be a fat kid. And I hate that, you know, his thoughts of himself and his, you know, yeah, thoughts of himself. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, he didn't think he was pretty. He had low self-esteem, right? His self-esteem was very low. And he lost weight, you know, and, you know, he did. I ain't gonna say that. Well, he lost weight, and then, you know, he became this and this and that. And so Dalton, they became Chud, is still in jail. But, you know, I hope they don't let him out, because this man, if you have not seen the newer videos, this man has bragged on that he is definitely going to do what he want to do, and he's going to do it again. He said it. He said he want to do it again. And we don't want that, because, I mean, it's always somebody innocent that get hurt. Somebody innocent that get hurt. Somebody innocent. And nobody deserves to get hurt. Nobody does, you know. You got to just play it by for what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but, you know, chimping out. No, you're chimping out, because what makes you go to a neighborhood with no underwear on, to a gas station with no drawers, with a lot of black men in it, trying to, I mean, it says to me, it's screaming to me, you wanted something, you know? You gotta watch out, ladies. These men out here, when they get this angry and they this mad and this and that, it's some underlying issues somewhere with their sexuality. Every time. every time. Cause I'm telling you, real men don't do this type of stuff, man. They don't. Mere men don't do this. Not real men. I've met real men, real straight men, real powerful men, real men that understand, you know, what life is. Chud ain't no real man. Chud lost, man. He is. And you know, they trying to raise his money, but you know, Chud is in there. He's in there to stay. And I hope that fuck he stays. Or does. Thank you. Oh yeah, shout out to that's that for the news on Chud. So yeah. I want to come in and just say, you know, shout out to all the new subs or whatever, and people that actually do get to see it and watch or whatever, and you know that come over or whatever and say hello. I appreciate you for putting your ears anywhere near my platform or just even hitting like or hit subscribe or whatever. If you over from the short section is popping. Everybody like dogs, laughter, joy, you know, this and that, you know. But you could go check out my latest videos I did about fake food. You know, they feeding us fake shit. And I'm tired of them feeding us this fake shit. They got to stop this. You got to go watch the video and go see what I'm talking about. It's on there. But they feeding us this fake food. They get 3D meat. And these people out here buying in the grocery stores, buying food, and the strawberries ain't even berrying no more. The grapes ain't even graping no more. The bananas not nannying. My God, today. The watermelons ain't seeding. Something is wrong with this picture. And our government has a lot to do with it. And we gotta get together and stop this shit. Okay, we gotta stop this. However, I do appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, one of my things is this. I talked about earlier, you know, staying balanced, staying strong for the time we in or whatever, but you know, make sure you check your mental health. You know what I'm saying? Checking yourself. Having friends that tell you the truth. Ain't nothing like a friend that can tell you the truth. Okay? They have to. If you got a friend that always being yes, and you're right, they might be a friend, but they're more of a fan. You need somebody who gonna correct you and say, hey, don't go that way. Don't go this way. You know? But shout out to everybody out there. And rest in peace to Trayvon Martin, Trey Reed. These are two souls that would never be forgotten, and I want to make sure they're not forgotten. And I don't believe that on the Trey Reed case and that Grenada, Mississippi man, like he looks crooked, and like, you know, and I know people from Grenada, Mississippi, and I know they don't like him. He looks crooked. You look like that male that was that super male, you know. Yeah, let me get around here, put my head on, put my head on. Let me see. What the fuck? Yeah, that is what it was. It was a suicide. Yep, that's what it was. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. Suicide. That's it. No. We gotta do better than that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. This was my quick topic hot moment for my podcast. And I am unapologetic Tank, and being unapologetic is I know how. All right.